Howdy fellow programmer Kerbonauts. Aubranium here. In the previous video, I showed a swarm of drones all using the same script to fly in a coordinated manner. Today, we're going to take it up a notch and introduce some radio communications techniques. With this more sophisticated approach, we can introduce some more nuanced behavior in the swarm. Let's dive right in. Off camera, I've written a rudimentary implementation of a commonly used protocol called Universal Asynchronous Receive and Transmit, or UART for short. In our case, we have a host vessel with a special role among the swarm. It is responsible for receiving requests from client vessels and sending a response back to the sender. For the purposes of this video, our host can understand 3 different types of requests. Before we dig further into the details, let's pause to review the message encoding, which will be standard for all messages. We employ a technique called type length value, or TLV for short. Since we have such a simple message set, we assume the lengths of the messages based on the message structure. Messages are sent as strings, so we use the first 2 characters to represent the message type, and the rest to represent the payload value. This rule applies to both request and response messages. We use odd-even pairs to represent request-response codes. Here we use 1 for the assignment request and 2 for the assignment response. Clients initiate all messaging in this example, but we could alternatively use a broadcast approach. The lifecycle of the client starts with an assignment request to the host. After receiving a successful response, the client requests a throttle value. Next, it asks for a heading. In both cases, the client vessel uses the throttle and heading values from the message responses to control the vessel. This allows the host to send different values to each client. For now, these are randomized throttle between 60 and 70%, and a specific shared heading of 270 Mark 45. As you can see, the swarm launches and ascends beautifully along the planned trajectory. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Game It Alt. I'm not Josh. Today we're playing with swarm robots in Kerbal Space Program. Sure, the flying is nice, but these textures are boring. I know what they need. There, that's much better. Now I can barely see anything but the glorious hot pink oceans. Yeah! Well, I hope you had fun. I know I did. What the hell was that? Okay, so apparently memory corruption in Unity is a thing. Turns out running the game for hours, spawning thousands of parts repeatedly, and trying to simulate about 200 separate CPU cores inside a game engine, it leads to some degradation. Well, that's all I have for today. I included links to the scripts in the description. Special thanks to Josh from Let's Game It Out. If you haven't seen his hilarious channel where he abuses games for fun and profit, make sure to check it out. And as always, thanks for watching, and good luck out there.